So here is my chicken run. This is just my run. I still have to bring my coop here. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I just got done toting some 2x4s. Anyways, most of this chicken run was built from the wood that our builder had thrown in the dumpster. And if anybody knows me really well, I am a raccoon when it comes to dumpster diving. So most of this was reclaimed. So the size of this coop is it's 12 foot here and 10 foot there. So it's a 12 by 10. I just took whatever chicken wire, and I have some smaller stuff over here, rabbit wire on this side. I'll probably add some rabbit wire on the other side because in the back, because I know snakes can get in there, and I don't like snakes. My original plan was to put it all on block, but we have a lot of roots out here, and it took me probably like, I don't know, all day just trying to get a level spot by hand, and it wasn't happening. So I just put 4 corners, leveled the 4 corners out, and then put some block in between and some wood to support the long runs. And to keep predators out, I put the block that I originally was going to use all along the front. The bottom, we're going to plant stuff in these blocks, things that the chicken can eat, stuff that will possibly climb. It's going to be nice for the birds. I think they'll love it. The back side, I'll show you the inside in a minute. The back side, I just framed out like this because we are going to put the current chicken coop I have temporarily right here in this spot, and then once our shed where the camper is at is cleared out, we're going to put the shed here and have half of it for the coop, or half of it for their coop, and then the other half of it for storage. So I'm kind of made it to where we can switch it need be. Like I said, most of this wood, I'd say besides the 4x4s that my brother-in-law gave me that are for the door. I'll show you the watering system in a minute. Sorry, this is really random and all over, but the guy clearing, sorry, that noise that's behind me is he's starting to do the final grade, and that's his machine. So the door is these 4x4 posts. I put everything that's, the wood I put on blocks. I painted all of this with, it's a fence post paint that it helps waterproof, not like perfectly, but helps waterproof the wood. The 4x4s I think were already pressure treated anyway, but a lot of this other stuff is not. So we just have regular little lock here. I got these little knobs at Lowe's for $1 a piece on the clearance. They're not really knobs, they're actually hooks, but I thought they'd be perfect to put the egg basket or whatever you need to bring out here with you, tool-wise, hang from it. So it opens up, the gate stops. Now these panels are cattle panels that my friend Courtney gave me years ago, and this was part of our original run. That the cattle panels, there's 3 of them, and then I just zip tied everything to it. The chicken wire, there's still some chicken wire from our old run on there. So, and of course, raising it up like this gives you plenty of headspace. Like, my husband and I don't have to worry about hitting our heads, and you really don't start to hit your head until you get this far into it. So it's nice. Come in here and rake. I put some grass seed down because I want something for the chickens to eat. Of course, it'll be all gone first day they get in here, but it's nice to give them a little treat for the new space. Now, my original idea for a watering system is using my goat trough that I already have. I have a hose hooked into it, so all you have to do is turn on the water and it fills it up. But if we have to leave, or plus for the fact that I can just, I don't have, I didn't want to have to clean it and da-da-da. Anyways, it was a good idea, and it held true for the situation we're in now. But I decided I was going to purchase these little water filling cups. They're automatic cups. They automatically fill. So once they get light, they will, it'll activate to come on. And they are added in straight to the PVC line. Now the water that feeds, I'm probably gonna have to go around, is hooked to my rain barrel. Let me go around to show you that. So my rain collection system, I found this image on Pinterest, and when I clicked on the image, it didn't give me the website and how to build it. So I built this all by just looking at the picture, and it has worked beautifully so far. We're just now starting to get some rain, a lot of wind today, so I apologize about all the wind noises. So it's just plastic roofing we had left over from the porch we had on our camper that we had to take down. I think it's one sheet I just cut in 4s. And obviously you can see how that is all done. Real simple, everything's screwed good and down. And we've had a lot of wind these past couple days. Stuff is blowing everywhere, so it's held up. This is a rain gutter. I couldn't find my caps, and Lowe's doesn't sell caps for this shape of rain gutter. So I took Total Boat resin. I resined a piece of wood, traced out that shape, and put it in there. And then lo and behold, a week after I did that, I found the caps. So I'll probably remove those once they start to fail or leak, and then put my caps on. So here we have the downspout. I drilled a hole in this and it's just a tent stake. I just put it all the way through the little spout that sticks down there, so that way it would hold, because this is kind of floppy because it's adjustable. I like it that it's adjustable. It helps getting this barrel, the lid off, and the barrel on and off in case we have to clean it or unclog it or whatever. There is a screen. I put a screen in between this piece and this piece. So it's a pretty fine screen. So we shouldn't be getting any garbage in there. I kind of assume it's probably going to clog because we are under some trees and there are some leaves. So I'll probably be washing that out. So far, I only put 1 bucket of water in here to test out the watering system, and it worked flawlessly, and it's rained a little bit, so it's a little fuller. So I got this brass, because we did have plastic on here before. It's too flimsy and it failed, so we got a brass one off of Amazon. I think it was $11.99 or something like that. Worth every penny though, especially if you've had a plastic one that's failed on you. You're like, nope, just one and done, you know, cry now and instead of cry later kind of thing. We got the splitter on here so that way in case I need to use this to water, which I just did right before I decided to video. I hooked the hose that I have from my Overflow, sorry, you can barely see that, to here, so that way I could water this grass, because it's, even though it's been raining a little bit, it's still a little dry. I have this on a flexible extension, so that way it's not solid to this part right here. Comes down. This is a 3/4 inch pipe. I originally thought that those chicken things were 3/4 inch, and I bought the pipe before I got those in. Smart to read the instructions. So I just had to taper it down with some fittings, and then what's holding up the pipe is this PVC stuff. I have that all the way down on all of those, and I have it capped at the end. This run is about 10 foot. I only have 6 waterers on there. I do have a total of 12. The kit came with 12. We're gonna probably hook the other ones to a bucket for emergencies, so if we go on vacation or something like that and this rain barrel gets clogged or something happens, the chickens will still have access to water. So I just like a backup to my backup to my backup. So that is, and I love these 1/4 turn knobs. Oh my gosh, they are, thank God we have these on our house too for the hose bibs. It's worth it. It is so worth it to upgrade to those. I don't care. If anybody's owned a house for quite some time, they know that those my other thing is like that on here. So that is the part that feeds the chickens water. And I just took some leftover wood, built out a frame, put some rock, just keeps it from getting muddy and nasty and whatever in there. That'll eventually probably get, rocks will be kicked out, whatever else, because you know how chickens are. They like to just mess with everything. It looks good for now. It probably won't stay looking good forever. And then I bought these connectors from Amazon as well. I'll put the links for this stuff that I bought on Amazon if you're interested in the link below, so that way you can, or in the description box below, so that way you can see what exactly it is that I used. We had one of these left over from when we bought the camper. It came with all the plumbing for the exterior water lines, and it fits perfectly in here. It is a 3/4 inch hose. And then this is a leftover hose we had from the camper water. This is actually a water, drinking water hose that I hooked for the overflow, so it stays on all the time just in case we get a good rain and the barrel overflows. I don't want the water just dripping down all over everything here. I have the water line ran, and I can put it wherever I want it. Right now it is inside the chicken coop, so that way if we do happen to get a ton of rain and it overflows, it will go in here and water this grass. And later on I can, you know, put it wherever it is I want it. I can add a barrel so it'll overflow into another barrel. I'm thinking about doing that, putting the secondary barrel on wheels, so that a way I can grab it with the four-wheeler and drag it wherever I need throughout the property to water things. My daughter planted some marigolds in here, and I also put some grass in there too, because the chickens will probably poke through and eat at those. The marigolds help with fleas and bugs and whatnot. We found this cool thing inside of a tree that we were cutting down this weekend. I haven't researched what kind of flower or whatever it is, but it looks really cool, so we decided to keep it and put it on the side of the chicken coop decoration. I built these boxes out of leftover wood, like I said, from the dumpster, and I transplanted some passion fruit in here and some muscadine grapes. They look pretty sad, but they are coming back. Passion fruit transplants okay. Muscadine grapes, this is the first time I've transplanted it, and it looks like it might be coming back. I'm not sure. There is still some green in here that looks like there's some new growth going on, so hopefully they climb. So I think that would be beautiful up in here, and especially when we start getting some passion fruit. We have passion fruit all over the property, which I am excited about. It just is so cool to have food growing already. So I have 2 planter boxes. Both of them have passion fruit and muscadine grapevines in there. I'm not sure how those will do. But that is that. That is my chicken run. My chickens are all set up. So all I have to do is, my current chicken coop I have now is on wheels. It's up off the ground. So all we have to do is roll it around to the back here, cut the hole out, put the ramp in, done. And I won't have to worry about that while we're trying to move. Ignore my garbage. This is all of our stuff from our porch. We had to take down our porch in front of the camper, and some water holding devices over there. And this is just our leftover pile that we're slowly but surely making things out of. Some of the pallets I actually used to make our compost bin. We needed something that we can get in and shovel and rake and move, you know, turn the soil. So kids and I came out here and used the pallets. To make that, we used all the leftover sheathing from the roof that they threw in the dumpster, and I put it all in here and then painted it with that fence paint and drilled holes for air, obviously, so that a way it has airflow and drainage and whatnot. This door is a little funky. I actually got these hinges from Lowe's in their discount bin. I think I paid $3 a piece for them. I don't know. But they're heavy duty hinges. They're probably not designed for exterior purposes, but you use what you got, right? So they open up nice and wide. This one is getting caught up. I think it's just because I didn't have a level. I didn't have a level whenever I came out here to originally build this, nor a tape measure. For some reason I forgot to bring both the two important things. And so it's pretty decent considering I didn't have a level. I just kind of eyeballed it. I had to put blocks under this side. Well, all four sides. It's all on blocks. It's just this side is more blocks because the land is tilted. And a separator, because here I plan on putting a lot of like trees, limbs and leaves and things like that, and I want to keep it separated from my food because the food will break down a lot faster. I'll be able to use that compost a lot quicker. So I just got to get a latch. It's the only thing left to do here is a latch. I thought about putting a roof on it. I'm still undecided. Of course we're gonna have a lot of raccoons and stuff. I gotta get this rock in front of here so it will hold the door closed. We got a lot of critters and stuff out here that probably welcome themselves to whatever it is we throw in. So I don't know. It's one of those, if it holds my stuff in for right now, I have a big thing of compost at the property already that I need to get rid of. Or need a place to put it once we move, and I don't want it to go to waste, so I just need a place to bring things to, you know, a place to put stuff. So we're still clearing. We have a ton of trees to still take down. Yeah, you can see all of our firewood slash eventually I might take some logs to make some bowls out of, but 99% of this is oak. The other percent is pine, either laurel oak or water oak or white oak, oak, red oak. Every type of oak tree that Florida has to offer is in this pile. We have tons. We're separating the tops and the brush from the logs, and then we're probably going to have someone come in and mulch it because we want to grow food, and growing food in mulch is a fantastic way to continually feed your garden while you're while it's in the ground. We still have some, this is our area where trees come to die. This is all the stuff we still have to cut up. If anybody wants some oak, just let me know. We got plenty of it. Pine doesn't turn very well because it likes to separate, break, and explode. Don't ask me how I know that. By experience, unfortunately. But yeah, this is Florida sand pine, so it has a lot of turpentine or whatever in it. It's great for starting fires. You can see our big old pile here. If you notice our trees, a lot of these are leaning. The more we clear away, the more they lean. The reason why that is because trees that are protected while they're, let me turn this around. Trees, when they're growing, if they don't get exposed to wind and all of that, they won't harden off. It's much like plants. If you're growing inside of a greenhouse, you have to slowly but surely introduce your plants outside so they can harden off, get used to the sun, blah, blah, blah. Well, once you start clearing away all of the other trees that are around these little trees or whatnot, they will start to bend, break. I'll show you a good example of that back here in this corner. We get a lot of people telling us, why are you getting rid of all your trees? Why are you getting rid of your trees? Number one, they're not safe. My kids, I am not going to limit my children from going anywhere on this property. It is beautiful space to run, play, experiment, build things, whatever. So I'm not going to worry on whether when it gets windy, a tree is going to fall down on them. So we're getting rid of, I would say, a good bit. A good bit of these oak trees. And the more this wind kicks up, the more we start realizing which ones need to come down sooner than later. We're all doing it by hand, so it is it's a workout when we come out here on the weekends. So that tree right there, because the wind, I mean, it's even kind of tucked in there, it broke off right at the top. And these trees just don't have a chance to harden off, so they are very vulnerable to wind breakage, and it fell down on our fence. We have extra fencing, so we'll just button in here and replace it all the way to the corner post. It's just, you know, it is what it is. They had no control over it. Thank goodness we have wonderful neighbors. We told them about it. We told them if you just get the tree off the fence, we will replace the fence. Not a big deal. So we'll come out this weekend and get that fixed. It's not imperative, but we just want to make sure when we move, we have a place to put the dogs. We won't have to worry about them getting out. So we still have a lot of trees that we cut down for the sake of getting the fence up, that we didn't clear out right away because we just wanted to get the fence done and then we'd clean it up later. So let me show you some passion fruit that's growing all over the place, especially back here in this back corner. Look, yay! And that's everywhere. I mean, this stuff is everywhere. I'm so excited about it. We also have a lot of beauty berries too. So if you don't know about American beauty berries, the berries produce a very good jam. It's more like a spice than it is a berry. It doesn't taste fruity at all. I didn't think I would like it, but I actually do. I made some last year at beauty berries that we had come in at my mother-in-law's. So tons of passion fruit. On the other corner we have a lot of wild blackberries that are starting to come up because now they're starting to get sun and all of that. So it's nice to see. We had some and they were growing really, really small fruits. It's not very, you know, prolific. But since we cleared a lot of that over there, they're starting to pop up like crazy. So hopefully we will get some, get to it before the deer do, if the deer happen to get in here somehow still. Or whatever critter, squirrels. They'll take your stuff up in a heartbeat. The guy who is doing our final grade said that he's like, I really like your watering system. I'm gonna steal that idea. And I was like, go for it. You could probably put it a little higher so you have a little bit more pressure, but for what we're using it for, it works just fine. It fills them cups up. I only put a bucket, 1 5-gallon bucket of water in there, and it was enough to just fill those cups right up. And I kept dumping them out and redoing it over and over and over again to see how, if there was going to be any issue with them filling once the water gets low. And there isn't. So I was very pleasantly surprised. I had no idea how this was going to work. Wasn't sure if all this work was going to be for nothing, or if I needed to raise this up, which wouldn't be too hard. I could always take blocks, raise it up on blocks to get it a little bit elevated a little higher. Those we're going to use. I'm going to put a garden shack right up here in the front. And I know it's like, oh, garden shack in the front. No, it's going to be a nice looking garden shack. It's just so I can keep things up there next to the food and I'm not having to walk all the way across the property in order to get stuff. I'm going to put one of these. I'm going to dress it up, make it look nice, obviously. Raise it up, and that's going to get water from the roof of the garden shack. And then I'm not sure if we're going to put this one in the ground and just have water from, say, the rain gutters going into. I'm not sure what we're going to do with that. So don't get on me about what I just said. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what we're going to do with that. And this is, and I've used a lot of this and gave it away. This is sheeting from the dumpster after they did our roof. There was tons and tons and tons of pieces like this. And eventually I'm going to go through them and make stuff out of it, especially for the shop. Oh, I went over everything with the chicken coop. To help keep the fence from sagging and whatnot, I just took a bunch of the fairing strips that they used inside the house. They had a bunch of the small cuts in the garbage, and I just used those to screw it to the back end of the 2x4s. Once we got the fencing on, kind of framed it out. It is an additional wood that may or may not be necessary, but I wanted to make this more long-term. You know, I don't want to have to mess with it again for a while. And so we built it with that in mind and made it heavy duty. I mean, the door is nice and heavy. If there's, it's going to be easy to add things to if we need to. Say I want to do another run, I can just extend this out. I could keep the door in there to keep the chicken separated if I need to. Whatever. I mean, there's so many things that you can do to modify this. It's not set in stone. I really would like to have had one that I can move, like a chicken tractor. But with the predators and stuff that we have out here, we have lots of coyotes show up on the camera, raccoons like crazy. Just didn't seem like, I'm not going to do that yet. I might build a separate one that I can move around the property and let them get my garden beds prepared for me. But for now, just to get them moved in, this will be their home for a while until we decide to do something else. And even with the movable chicken tractor, that will probably be used for meat birds. We do plan on doing meat birds. We did them before, and we'll do them again. So you know what you're eating. I was just fixing that. I didn't realize that was all poked up. Lots of zip ties. Harbor Freight. Get your zip ties. They usually have them on sale. And there is an LED, a lamp here at the door, so in case we have to come out here at night and forget a flashlight or something. And then one that is hanging inside there. It doesn't put off a ton of light, but it's something. It's better than nothing. Out here in the country, it's pitch black. So, and all the stars are out here. I love it. At night, you can look up because there's no light pollution and see all the stars. All right, so I did what I needed to do here. Oh, I gotta grab another 2x4 from up there. Anyways, did what I needed to do here. I'm gonna grab that 2x4. Sounds like it's gonna rain again. And then head home. God bless. Take care.